Welcome to the elk rut here in Rocky Mountain National Park. During the months of September and October, the elk are in their mating season. The bull elk put on quite a show as they vie for dominance with other bulls, and visitors come from around the world to watch their antics. Stay tuned to learn all about it. Rocky Mountain National Park is home to a large population of wild elk. If you've ever visited, you've almost certainly seen them, either in the park or wandering the streets of its gateway towns. Elk are one of the larger mammals in North America. They are part of the deer family, and bulls can grow to weigh over 1,000 pounds. Now, it's hard to confuse them with the local mule deer, as the elk are generally much larger and have shaggy dark brown fur on their head and necks. Funnily enough, European settlers, some say British colonists, assumed that these were moose. Obviously, they had never seen either of these animals. They therefore used the Old English word for moose, which is the same word used in Scandinavia today for moose, and that word is elk. So really, when we use the word elk, we're using it for the wrong animal. Now, if you have friends visiting from Norway or Sweden, my suggestion is just keep quiet about the name of this animal, or they will assume that you think these creatures are moose. Now, one of the things that most people don't know is that elk in this area were actually hunted to complete extinction soon after the first European settlers arrived. By the 1890s, there were absolutely none left. So in 1913 and 1914, the U.S. Forest Service brought in 49 elk down from Yellowstone National Park. Because grizzly bear and wolves, which are their main predators, were also hunted to extinction, this population of elk grew rapidly. By the 1990s, the population numbered in the thousands. They were damaging the ecosystem and even displacing other animals in the park. Now today you can see many fenced areas in the meadows, and these are used to protect plants from the elk, such as aspen trees and willows. They also play a part in the national park's population control measures. Through fencing and other means, the National Park Service works to maintain a winter population of about 600 to 800 elk in the national park. Generally, the male elk spend much of the year by themselves or with other males, while the females and the young tend to travel together in herds. Now, each spring, the male elk grow antlers, and during the first part of the summer, the antlers are covered by a layer of lovely velvet, which provides an ample blood supply for the antlers to grow. They can actually grow at an astonishing rate of up to an inch per day. You can almost see them grow. Then, sometime in August, they begin to lose that velvet. If you pay attention, you might see the bulls scraping it off on rocks or trees, revealing this majestic rack. Then, later in the winter, they will drop those heavy antlers, and the following spring, they will once again grow new ones. Summers are normally spent up high above tree line where the temperatures are cool and the vegetation is green. Then, as it begins to cool off in the tundra in late August and early September, they will make their way down to the lower elevations, gathering in the large meadows. In early September, the elk rut begins. Most of the action takes place in the large meadows, and the activity seems to be at its height early in the morning, around sunrise, and again in the evening before sunset. The bull elk try and build harems of female elk to mate with, luring them with their haunting bugles and displays of dominance. During this time, the bulls will do all they can to look and smell their very best, although their definition of smelling and looking their best is quite different than mine. They can be seen filling their racks with grass or other objects to make them look bigger. They also spray themselves with their own urine and regularly roll around in mud holes that they've first scented with that urine. Now guys, this isn't any dating advice I would recommend. While the younger males may show interest in the female elk, they are chased away by the large bulls who vigorously defend their harems. Even quite large bulls can be chased away by the dominant bulls. Occasionally, bulls will walk side by side as they size each other up and determine whether they're ready to fight for dominance. When they do spar, it can be quite intense. These matches are mostly a test of strength, but injuries do happen. Although the bull elk are big and powerful, it is actually the females, the cows, who make the decisions. They seem to choose their mate based on who is likely to give them the healthiest offspring. Perhaps it is the sound of their bugle, the size of their rack, and the strength of the bull that provide clues as to who will be the healthiest male. The female elk tend to head towards the males that they prefer, and then those bulls will do all they can to try and keep them nearby. Now, the elk don't mate immediately. Cow elk enter estrus only once every 20 days during this period, and then only for about a day at a time. So the bull elk gather them and wait. The bulls can tell by their scent when they are ready, and then the females seem to oblige. Until that time comes, the bulls keep them close. If you are coming to enjoy the elk rut, there are some things you need to know. Firstly, always remember that these elk are wild and that they can be dangerous. There have been too many incidents of people forgetting this and getting either gored or trampled. So observe and photograph from a distance that is comfortable to the elk. What does this mean? Well, the National Park Service suggests that you stay at least 2 bus lengths away. But even then, if the elk move away from you or you attract their attention, then you're still too close. Now, if you see the elk slowly moving in a particular direction, keep that area open for them so that they can get through. Now, one thing you want to be certain of is to never surround them. Always give the elk a really large way out. Now, the meadows are closed during the mornings and evenings. You'll need to watch from the side of the road, so bring a pair of binoculars, and it does get pretty chilly out there, so bring warm clothing as well. Now, don't stop in the road with your car. Too many people do that, and it creates a big traffic jam. Instead, park in one of the pullovers, and please, don't park on the vegetation. Now, the National Park Service website has several recommendations for visitors for the elk rut. Here's what they say. Turn off your car lights and engine immediately after arriving. Shut your car doors quietly. Keep conversations to a minimum and your voices quiet so as to not disturb the elk or other visitors. Finally, they remind us that it is illegal to use artificial lights or animal calls to view or attract wildlife. Now, while you're out there, you'll almost certainly see park volunteers wearing orange vests. Now, they're there not only to help control traffic, but also to provide education about the elk. They are often a wealth of information about what's happening out in the meadows. They are known as the Bugle Corps, and if you meet them, be sure and thank them for their tireless hours, day after day and week after week during this autumn season. Sometime around the middle of October, the elk rut begins to wind down, and by the end of October, the elk are often back to peacefully grazing in the meadows. As the cold weather arrives, they're going to continue to head down the mountain to lower elevations. And then in the spring, they'll return to these meadows and give birth to a new generation of elk. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little glimpse of the elk rut and life of the elk. If you come to watch, be sure and stop by my gallery to say hello. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, I hope you'll subscribe and maybe even leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much. We'll see you all again soon. If you would like to learn more about Rocky Mountain National Park, visit my website, RockyMountainNationalPark.com. For my books and calendar, visit RockyTrailPress.com. And if you're visiting Estes Park, Colorado, be sure and stop in my gallery, Images of RM and P.